Peace to all and peace to you, Asad.
Peace, Imran. Imran. In Arabic, it's Imran. Yeah, it's with the an from the back of the mouth. Nobody says it like that in the known world except the maybe the Arabs. Yeah, how Imran is supposed to be
And
pronounced.
a lot of other Arabic words we can actually pick up from the Arabic reading that you did, which is
Hmm.
like talaqa and the and the
Yeah.
dhalik. I mean, it's so difficult.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Dhalik I didn't get right. Yeah.
Okay. Would it be,
I told you that last
yeah,
week.
yeah, how
Yeah.
do you say it?
It's no, you got it right. I didn't. You got it right because I told you last week. Yeah,
Yes.
that I didn't get a Dhalik right. It's a Dhalik, not Zalik. Although in most of the subcontinent they call it Zalik. Yeah, which is
Mm.
close, but it's not exact. It's Dhalik, Alladhina. It's this verb from under the teeth. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there's everything else is pretty much how it's supposed to be pronounced in the reading that I did in the last year and a half, and I intend to do it again end of this year to seal that in place for this generation. If God allows, I mean, I don't know how many days I have to live, how many nights I have to live, but if I live, then in the next 6 months, nobody will have an excuse as to the fact that I have not read it perfectly right. Currently, I'm short one letter, yeah. So if you add up all the letters, and I don't know the math exactly, yeah. If you add up all the letters, I'm sure I have no more than 15% wrong letters, total letters pronounced, yeah. So I'll probably have 15% wrong. So 85% right, yeah. In the realms of my Lord, you get 10 times what you do good and only one of what you do bad equivalent. So 85% by 10 minus 15. So I'm way up in the seven times what I should have read it. Yeah, I'm going to get 6 to 7 times the reward that I would have uh, gotten by doing one perfect. I get six, but when I do it perfect, I'll get 10 times at least. Yeah, and maybe more. God adds God adds to who he wishes. Yeah, his interest is the one you need to look at. Yeah, his reba, as the has disallowed it here, but God's reba is what you need to look at because you are added in infinitely for the goods you do. Literally, I mean, it's basically unbounded how much he can reward you for the good you do, but for the evil you will only ever get the equivalent of the evil you perpetrate. But you don't understand when you disobey God and His messenger, the what do you call it? Reproach,
Repercussions?
the repercussions and
Repercussions?
the reproach of that is devastating on the people, and they don't want to accept that fact that you have to obey God and His messengers. You disregard God and His messengers, and you're going to get your butt in a rut. Yeah.
Hmm. I know something about that one.
I didn't say it any.
I know. I know what you mean. But isn't it funny, Asad, that those, first of all, we don't have an Arabic reading of the Quran. Everyone's singing it. And somebody actually pointed out that, hey, it's very nice of Asad that he also put the other Arabic translations over there.
Hmm.
And I said, yeah, it's for you to go and compare
Yeah.
and then ask your own soul which one you should really, really listen to or follow. It's your
Hmm.
choice. But for
Hmm.
me, the Arabic reading that you did, it's a gift of God, because that's how it's supposed to be. But my question to those who criticize you and pinpoint your mistake in the or whatever, what have they done? I mean, I've been alive for
Criticize.
50.
They love criticizing.
Yeah.
Man loves rejecting and making mocking anybody who does the slightest bit of mistake. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Why don't they come up with one or two chapters on their own and then share it with us on the
Well, but that
show?
takes time and commitment.
Mm,
And their time is their money, yeah, the fake money they make. So they can't spend that time making this nonsense for them, yeah, that I
mm.
do. What I do is nonsense to them, and what they do is nonsense to me. So we are on a different parallel line which cannot intersect,
Mm,
going to the end, all of us.
mm. But I mean, it's just beautiful. the Arabic reading. I love it. It's like those people who say, turn on the Arabic Quran when they're singing. It soothes my heart.
Yeah,
Soothes-
yeah. Do you
Because
understand anything? Is the question.
God just said, Lanat Allahi,
Hmm.
curse of the God while he was
Hmm.
singing. And
Hmm.
my heart.
It calms. It calms the heart, of course, because you're going to hell. I mean, these people just want their. I mean, when people listen to their favorite kind of music, it calms their heart.
Hmm.
So Led Zeppelin, hard rock, calms their heart. So is that good as well? I mean, if that's supposed to calm your heart, so anything you sing that you like or listen to the singing of or rhythm of, and it calms your how your heart without understanding anything that's said, what benefit is going to give you? Oh, I love the words coming out of his mouth. Do you understand anything? No, I just feel good. Okay, okay then. This is how these people are. What can you do? They can't do anything.
So I just raised a little bit of your voice,
Yeah.
little bit, tiny.
Mhm.
So last, you wanted to say something?
No, is the title right? Because I'm seeing the same old title on the top.
That is so weird because I made sure that I.
Do you see the real title on top?
Oh, so on YouTube is the right title, on
No, no,
Twitch is
on
the
top
right.
of the screen, like on top of your screen.
Yeah, though that title is
Yeah.
not airing.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to know that. Anyway,
Yeah, those are the
because
profiles
we'll
that
be
we.
talking about other than what's written in front of me. I just want to make
Yeah,
sure we're going to be talking about uh, our avowed enemy for
enemy.
life
Yeah, let me
of
just set it in the
mankind.
chat also. I'll just put it
Yeah.
in the chat
Yeah.
so that.
Also, this I didn't want you to send this. By the way, send them the link to come into chat, not these links. This is to view. What I
Okay,
meant was to send the link to anybody who wants to come and have a chat. They're
got it.
welcome to click and join. And if we feel like we want to talk to them, we'll bring them on screen and we can have a discussion if they have any gall to voice their concerns as to what I'm saying about the book of God.
Hmm.
So you can
So
add that link to there. Yeah. Anybody who wants to come, chat. We're here. Ask any here and join us. There you go. Come. Who has the gall? Yeah, I would say different word, but they might get offended by the words I use normally for them. Anyway, so we were
last
we
night,
were yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead.
last time we were talking about. We had 5 topics, and we touched on 3 of them. The last ones were the Satan
Yeah.
and the second life. With second life, it's going to be a shock for a lot of them. But tell us, what does the God uh, talk about when it comes to Satan?
Oh, if we'll spend the rest of our life talking about it, then I will
Hmm.
tell you a little bit about the
Okay.
Satan. Yeah. So, I mean, you know a lot about him, and a lot of people, most people use the word Satan or satanic in the world, yeah, in their own languages. I think that's a safe bet today. So, the Satan is the arch enemy of mankind, and he is an enemy of God as well. And he is a being, just like God is a being, you know. uh, Satan is also a being, a person, has a character, yeah, and he is a demon. And most people refer to these things as metaphors or in a subjective way, saying it's not objective reality, where it's actually absolute objective reality that this guy, the Satan, his name is Iblis in Arabic. They call him Lucifer in Lucifer in
Lucifer.
the Bible, or the Christians, which is a misnomer because Lucifer means the light bearer, but he's the bearer of darkness. So it's a opposite name to what he should be given. So these are all things that they try and confuse you with. And they give all sorts of parables to explain that this is just to keep you away from evil. They make up the name Satan. Yeah, our ancestors made this stuff up. Yeah, you'll know soon who's made what up. Yeah, the only thing that has been made up are your fake lives in this world. Yeah, not the reality of the unseen, where Satan exists with absolute surety. He's a demon. Demons are fire beings created from fire, smoky fire. And he became Satan. He was not Satan. His name was Iblis, and he was a angel demon, demon angel, before God created man. Yeah, and at the time man was created is when he became Satan. And the story which is in the Bible, in the Torah, in the Quran, uh, tells about us about what happened in the so-called Garden of Eden, or the garden in the Quran, or what happened when Adam was created. So when Adam was created, he was taught the names of all of them. Yeah, this says all of them, and all of them is all of us basically. So when God created all of us, we are all being created before. This is not our first creation in this life. When we were all created, he told Adam, or taught Adam, all our names, and he did not teach them to the angels. So this was like an honor that God gave Adam over the angels. And he told them that, tell me the names of these, if you know, yeah, if you're truthful. I'm paraphrasing this, by the way. You
Hmm.
can read in the Quran. It's much more exact than what I'm saying. I'm just explaining you in my words, the simple
Hmm.
words that I can use.
Hmm.
So when he told them, the angel said, we don't know anything except what you teach us. Yeah, we don't
Hmm.
know anything except what you've taught us, and you know the unseen. Yeah. So then he told Adam, tell them with the names of them, which is all of us standing there, by the way. We're all
Hmm.
created. We're all alive there. Yeah.
Hmm.
And he told them, and then he told the angels, didn't I tell you I know the unseen, and I know what you hide and what you announce? He told them that as well.
Hmm.
So when that happened, he ordered all of them to prostrate to Adam,
Hmm.
all the angels. And all the angels all together prostrated to Adam,
Hmm.
except Iblis. He refused. And that is the beginning of Satan. At that point, he became Satan because he went against the command of God, clear. And then he was thrown out of the garden. And the story is pretty complicated. I'm not going to go through all of it. Maybe in the second life we can explain a little more. Yeah. So no, we don't need this actually. We
Okay.
don't need this. We were just talking about what happened there. Yeah.
Hmm.
So he was thrown out of the garden, and Adam was told to establish the garden. Yeah, with his spouse, whoever his spouse was, and that enjoy whatever, eat wherever, but don't come near this tree. Yeah, the famous tree that everybody knows about in the Torah and the Bible and the Quran. And if you both eat from this, you'll be both from the wrongdoers. And he also told them that this bugger, Satan, he's your enemy. Yeah, so obviously he's your enemy. Don't trust your enemy, right? So, and Satan then uh, inspired to Adam and his spouse that, God doesn't want you to take from this tree because you will become two angels, or you will live perpetually, or you will inherit a kingdom that will never perish. These are the three things he promised Adam and his spouse. It wasn't the spouse that made him fall. Both of them fell for Satan. Yeah, and he told them that I'm surely sincere to you. So he made them fall, and then they were sent down here after that. That's this second life that we're in. So this two things, the Satan creation and the second life, is part of the same story if you look at it. Yeah, because that's the first life we had of the story of Adam and his spouse in the garden is what our first creation was, our first life. Now we only know what happened to Adam and his spouse. Yeah, we don't know what happened to the rest of us there. I just know we were alive, then we were given death, and now we're coming out of here as babies out of our mother's wombs here. Yeah, and then all this setup that is here through marriage and uh, procreation the way it is on the earth that it occurs. But there we were all created, and we were created from sulfur. The word teen in Arabic is sulfur. Here we are created from turab, which is dust. They call it carbon based. I don't know. I mean, all dust probably have carbon. It doesn't matter. It's from dust here, yeah. And the first man was created before anyone else. So that's why we were created from dust first. Adam and his spouse for the second life in this life were created from dust. They didn't come out of any womb, yeah. Adam and his spouse came out of dust. God created dust and blew life into them, and they became man and woman here from mankind. The gender that the only genders that exist in mankind are man and woman. Everything else is invented and a distortion of the creation of God. Whatever they've done, whatever they're doing, whatever they're teaching you is a distortion of the creation of God, just like they're distorting the DNAs to create all sorts of nonsense and so-called hybrids and super soldiers, and we'll have superpowers because we can tinker with the DNA of the genome of mankind, and they will find their end in the fire as the ones did before them. There's nothing new that they're doing here. Yeah, I mean, God has clearly said. So that's what happened with Satan, and his task after he left. We go back to that story. Yeah? We said a little about this, that we are in the second life. He asked God to give him sight till the day we're brought out. Yeah. Brought out meaning in the hereafter. So he's looking. The Satan is looking. And the Satan sees us from where we do not see him, mankind. Mankind is
If you
told,
can hear me,
yeah, I can hear you.
uh,
You
kind
get
of
cut off.
frozen at this
I
point.
can I can hear you.
Mic check, testing. Can you hear me, Asad?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can we hear me?
Yes,
Oh,
I can
we were
hear
talking
you.
about the Satan, and he didn't like it, so he was trying to do something
Yeah,
in this
exactly. I mean, they
stream.
can do whatever they want. In the end, they will be put to the fire. And they are, most of them in the fire anyway, the Satan. I don't know, where did we get to before we got cut off?
You were saying that this bugger, and then we got cut off.
Whoa, I don't know when that was, yeah?
Was it a bugger? No. So
This is,
you were saying that we talked about that non the the first life. Then you were coming back to the Satan, and
yeah, so Satan, okay, so let's just go. When at the time when Satan was kicked out and Adam was thrown out of the garden, Satan asked God to give him sight. Did you hear about this?
no.
When we were okay, so he asked God to give him sight till we are brought out in the resurrection, the third life, the
Yes, but
third.
so God puts him in hell. Now he's in
Yeah,
hell.
and he wants to be having a sight till we are brought. So he's looking. Yeah. So wherever he is, he's probably in the hellfire, most likely. He's got a big office. I'm sure he has the biggest office in the hellfire beneath the earth. Yeah. And no big office in the hellfire is going to be of any calmness to anyone. It's absolute torture and destruction and devastation there forever. Yeah. He ain't coming out of the hellfire, Satan. That's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. So he sees us. He asks God for sight till we are brought out in the next life, yeah, the last life or the resurrection after this death and destruction of this creation. And our deaths here, all of us are going to die. So he asked for that from God, and God gave him that. He calls God my Lord, by the way. Satan calls God my Lord, and Satan fears God. Absolutely. No doubt in that, and no two ways to think about that. Satan fears God. Yeah. And he makes sure you don't fear him,
Mm,
i.e., God, and you fear him, i.e., Satan.
mm,
With all the nonsense that's going on the earth, your satanic leaders, they're doing things to make you fear them. They have no power over you. They have no power. I mean, they don't have, but you've given it to them. You have to give up your power to an entity to be controlled by that entity or to fear that entity. So God says, give up your power to me. I give it to you, and I will take care of you. And you're going to die in this world, and you're going to be persecuted, and you're going to be killed by these satanic people, but they're all going to die. So don't worry. If you die faster, it's better for you if you're in my mercy when you die. So whether you die when you're 10 years old or 50 years old, as long as you're in God's mercy, when you die, it's a game over for you in a good way. And if you're not, it's game over for you in a bad way. You'll go to hell. So this is how they make you afraid of Satan. They're all, most of them are Satans and demonic Satans. Yeah. So again, I go from Satan to Satans. Yeah. I must explain here. I've said it many, many times before that there are more Satans than one. There, God knows how many Satans. The Satans are under the Satan, but they're all Satans. They're all equally satanic or Satans, but they have a hierarchy as well, just like in God's hierarchy. There are angels, the spirit, the messengers from mankind, the prophets, the believers, the Muslims, and then the hypocrites, the rejectors, the falsifiers, the doubters, and the swindlers. All these people, we have all ranks, yeah. So these Satans are making you fear death, fundamentally, and they make you believe that they're going to somehow prevent you from dying. Yeah, this is all that's going on in the earth today for the last 30 years since they've so-called figured out all these super technological and medical advances that they figured out and brought to bear. Yeah, and then obviously life is becoming so much better ever since then. Yeah, you can look around you. It's not like disease is expanding, it's disease is contracting. Everybody's getting healthier, and we're living such longer and longer lives. It's not like everybody's just dying at 80 as they used to forever in this generation. Yeah, they tell you that we used to live, our expectancy was 40 years, now it's 80. What a bunch of hogwash. I mean, in this generation, we've lived to 80 years, all of us. And since when, I don't know, probably from the time of Jesus to now, we lived to 80 to 100 years. That's it. Noah and the generation all the way back to Adam lived up to 1,000 years. Yeah. So just compare yourselves to them in that context, and you're losers. We're losers. And not counting on their intellect and their height and their strength and the abilities that we have no understanding that they had back then. Yeah. So all these things are just brought in our path to make us deluded into thinking that we have progressed and become civilized. And they're deluding you into thinking that now we've become modern and we're civilized, and we've lost the old archaic way of piracy and marauding and killing and all this injustice that used to happen, and all the witch hunts, so-called witch hunts, and persecution. Yeah, no, nothing has changed. It's the same. So Satan is making these people believe that they're on the right path, and this is a great way that Satan uses to make people go astray. And he's doing it in every generation. He makes you reject God. He doesn't make you, but he makes you. You have to understand that you have to give up your right to self determination to someone else, for that someone else to then determine for you. When you look at beauty and power and wealth, you immediately submit and give up your authority, and you turn your soul to that side. When you look at a guy like me saying, hey, there's nothing here, there's nothing here to find, yeah, this place is all screwed up, you're going to die, so am I, let's enjoy life and not waste time making nonsense which is not going to help us. Yeah, let's make food, let's play games, let's pray a lot, let's understand the book of God which is telling us this is a delusion and a deception, and figure out why everything is a conspiracy here. You know, if you see something like somebody like me, you're like, this guy's crazy, man. He doesn't like progress. He wants to go to the dark ages. That's the reality. There's no dark ages. We're always in the dark ages. There's never light. It's only light that comes through people like me. And that is absolute darkness for most. And that's the reverse, where they call him Lucifer. He is the darkness bearer. He's not the light bearer. The light bearers are us. We bear the light. I bear the light of God. Muhammad bore the light of God. Jesus bore the light of God. Moses bore the light of God. Abraham, Noah, Adam, and everyone in between us and whoever's to come, they will be the light bearers. We spread the light. We are the lamps. We are the lamp spreading light. In the book, you can see it's light everywhere. But the words that you see coming out of the messenger's mouth in this book, when you read it, are abhorrent to you. They are disgusting to most people, because they're mundane things that mean nothing to them, and they don't show them the beauty that the Satan shows them in the earth. The Satan shows them beauty everywhere. The
Even though
Satan creates beauty, even though it's nonsense, but you're made to believe and you make to love it, because he goes after your desires. You love women, he gives you women. Yeah. You love animals, he'll show you all sorts of animals to love, and he'll make you love the most wretched animal, which is the dog. Yeah, the example of the dog is the worst example in the Quran, and he make you love that. It's just a nonsense, yeah. And he'll make you love land. He'll make you love gold and silver, treasure. Although now gold and silver has been replaced by fake money, and he makes you love that. At least make them love real money. I mean, these morons have stopped even loving the real money. They love the fake money, and they run after it as if that's their salvation from everything. Absolute nonsense. Yeah. Absolute nonsense.
And
So, and
did
they love make you love the children. So he provides you all sorts of children and makes you love them. Your child, oh, he couldn't celebrate his birthday. What is a child who cannot celebrate his birthday? Oh my God, the world is coming to an end. Yeah, the world is ended, because how can a birthday boy not have a birthday party?
we're making
Total
them
freaking nonsense.
we're making them love something that ends. Did he also, these guys talk a lot about DNA and, oh, we can do this and that. What did Satan say about changing creation of the God?
Yeah, I mean, he promised that he's going to command us to change. You can bring that sign up if you can find it.
Yeah,
Let's bring that. I think it's chapter 7. But find it, just find to my commanding them.
yeah,
I think the sign goes to my commanding them
yeah.
or ordering them, one of the two.
Or I'll just cutting ears.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got it. It's 419, chapter 4, sign 119.
just bring it up.
Yeah, yeah. Here it comes.
Okay, so can you make it a little bigger on the screen? Like make the text bigger.
Sure.
You can go to the settings. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so that's good. So go up for one sign before this first. So here, so if they call from other than him except females, and if they call except Satan turn. So that he makes you love the females, and he makes you love the females gods, and you call the females, yeah, in this world. Look around you, man. That's exactly what's happening. And half the females are actually males, yeah, if you didn't know. The ones that you love, by the way, on screen. Curses him the God. God curses him, and he says, so God curses Satan, and the Satan says this, to my surely taking from your servants a portion accepted. God has accepted that Satan will take from his servants a portion from the mankind and the demon kind. So what is that portion? The ones who follow Satan, obviously. So now keep going, next, go to the next line. That's finished. And to my surely making them astray, and to my surely making them desire, and to my surely commanding them, but to their surely cutting ears of the animals, and to my surely commanding them, but to their surely changing creation of the God. And then the Spirit ends saying, and one, he takes the Satan, an inheritor, from other than the God, but has lost a losing Claire. He promises them, and he makes them desire, and not he promises them, the Satan, except deception. So this explains the whole story right here. Yeah, look at what they're doing. They're not just cutting the ears of animals and mutilating animals, they're cutting your own ears. They're punching holes in your lips and your ears and your nose and everywhere else. Yeah, it's like nonsense. And then of course the changing of creation, they're changing the whole balance on the earth by modifying the animals, by modifying the plants, by all the agro business. Monsanto is one of the biggest satanic entities doing this for the last 30, 40 years, and showing you how beautiful everything is by their um, advancement in agriculture and using fertilizer. And now suddenly, oh, fertilizer is causing global warming, so we cut it, and now half the world can't grow anything, so you're going to die of hunger now. Sorry, you're the fault. You're using nitrogen, whatever that fertilizer is, and it takes out nitrous oxide, which is causing global warming. Is nonsense as well. Anyways, but they're using the excuse. But they were the ones who implemented it 40 years ago, 50 years ago. This nonsense that turned the whole world into a bunch of turds. Yeah, sitting in their homes and eating free food, they thought. And they, oh, look, we just sit here and our food comes. Oh, we
Mm.
can't give you food. How am I going to get my food now? Right. Watch yourselves now. How are you going to get your food? You're not going to get your food. You're going to starve to death. Yeah. And there's no way out of it. And they're implementing this plan all over the world. If you look at the fertilizer situation, first they ban Russian fertilizer because of the sanctions. Now they're actually banning their own people from using fertilizer because it has nitrogen excess, they say, in the after their usage. Nonsense. Is all bloody nonsense. It's all a game to screw with mankind. I mean, I can only see it from the aspect of God doing this to bring on their absolute destruction. In the end, it's just this is how God does it. He makes them taste all this punishment and all these problems. Maybe some of them will wake up. I don't see anybody waking up. They're just blaming each other for what's going on instead of themselves. Don't blame anyone else for the situation you're in. Yeah, you're in the situation because of yourself and what you've done. Don't blame me for your problems. I ain't going to take responsibility for your problems. Yeah, and they say they'll take responsibility for your problems. Don't worry, just do this and you'll be free. Just give us $500 million from your $1 billion inheritance, and man, God will forgive you. That's what He wants. Give it to the church. Yeah, and the others are no better. Yeah, give in the path of God. Make the mosque, and you'll be forgiven. Go do one Hajj and all your sins will be gone. We take care of it. Yeah, these are the caretakers. Yeah, and show me where any messenger came and told you this nonsense ever. Yeah, even in the Bible and the Torah and the Quran, nobody. This is all total nonsense. So they're changing the creation, and they the one thing God has clearly told them not to tinker with in the Quran is the DNA or genome of man. The rest, he hasn't even told them, but he's told them there's a balance and keep that balance. They keep doing that, and then the balance, when it goes out of skew, oh, it's global warming. Oh, it's because a man made this. You did it, fools. If it's doing what you're saying it's doing, it's not the common man. Two people doing it ain't going to help in this disaster. The vast majority have to be following. And who's doing the mass production of all this stuff? The agro business, the corporation, the corpse, the dead. I call them the dead entities, the corpses, yeah, which you serve like they're your gods. Apple, Microsoft,
Google,
Google, yeah, exactly. YouTube, Google, Alphabet now. Yeah, no, don't call
Facebook.
it Google. Yeah, exactly. All this nonsense. Tesla, this Elon Musk satanic scum. Absolute satanic scum. I mean, Bill Gates no better. George Soros, Berkshire, this guy, what's his name?
Hathaway.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
Berkshire Hathaway. I don't know the guy's name. I keep forgetting. He's a scumbag as well. Absolute
yeah.
scumbag. They're all going to burn in hell. There's no doubt in that. They're going to burn in hell. They can enjoy their time here, and God will make them enjoy. He said that He will make them enjoy, and then He will drive them to the fire for their rejection. It's written in the book. It's going to happen.
Hmm.
You can laugh at me. That's going to happen in the end. Then I'll laugh at you. While I laugh at you here as well. While you laugh at me here, I will laugh at you here as well. But in the end, I will laugh at you and you'll be crying. And that's where it actually matters. Yeah. Not here. I mean, here we can laugh at each other till the end of time. It doesn't matter. When the time ends here, so called, and the other timeline is where one side is going to laugh forever and the other side is going to cry forever, which thinks that the side that is telling them there's a God are a bunch of idiots. Yeah. That side's going to cry forever. They are with what they did with Noah, what they did with Jesus, what they did with Moses and Muhammad and everyone else, and what they do with me and will do. I mean, I don't know. I don't. I'm not even really well known to these people, and I'm thankful for that, because if I was well known, there would be much more attacks on me than they are right now. Right now, few people find me and they attack me, and I tell them go to hell, and they say, "Who are you to judge? Your messenger." Who am I to judge? God sent me to judge over you.
Yeah.
That's who I
Open.
am to judge. Who are you to judge? Yeah, I thought there are no messengers, so you can't be judges. The messengers are the judges. I'm telling you, I'm the messenger, so I'm judging over you. I judge, and my judgment you cannot push back because I judge with the book, not my thoughts. You judge with your thoughts. Keep judging. See who's going to stand in the end. So
Yeah.
anyway, we've gone off track here with
I
this.
mean, the book is clear, right? The book, if they open the book, it will tell them that messengers are sent to judge over us to
Yeah, absolutely.
clarify.
Every messenger sent to judge
Yeah.
over the people he's sent to. I mean, God doesn't send the messenger to make them judge over the messenger. I mean, what's the point of that? I mean, like, God
Hmm.
sends a prophet or a messenger, and he's supposed to go and ask for their judgment. The angel comes down and he's going to ask you something. Yeah, he's going to ask you, what the hell were you in? Why were you doing this nonsense? Oh, no, no, we weren't doing any wrong. That's how you all are. When you're caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Oh, no, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I was forced. I wasn't me. It was someone else. Yeah. Nonsense. They know exactly what's going on. The angels, don't try and tell them that. You can tell us because you can hide from us. You can't hide from God and his angels. Yeah. I mean, they're right next to you. They know exactly what you're up to. They know exactly what you're planning and plotting. I mean, how are you going to hide from that? And you think you're doing all this nonsense in secret? God has all their plots. He laughs at them as they plot and think that nobody's watching them. He laughs at them as they do evil and they think nobody's watching them. Nobody's accounting them and nobody's going to account them. They're accounting everyone else. Yeah, yeah, keep going. We'll see. We'll see when this show ends in this generation and who's going to be the one witnessing over them after God and the angels. There'll be a man witnessing over you. I'll be one of them.
Yeah. And the book says, right, they'll be looking, where is that guy? But they will not find him because they'll be in the fire.
Exactly.
And
Where's this
obviously,
guy that we call
yeah.
counted in the evil ones? Yeah, yeah. He's not in the fire with you, morons. That's why you can't see him. Did we take him mocking? Huh? Or our eyes are blurred over him? Yeah, yeah. Keep joking in there, joking with yourselves, and you will keep crying forever. The the remorse that will come to a soul that has rejected God in any way, shape, or form that God cannot accept or will not accept is uncalculable. You cannot calculate the remorse of a soul at that point when the soul dies. That cannot be calculated. You cannot imagine the remorse. You have remorse in this world. You don't know what real remorse is. And I don't want to be standing there and saying, God, send me back. I will do righteousness. I don't want to be standing there and saying to God, send me back. I will do righteousness. Because that's why I'm doing all of this. So I don't have to stand there and say, God, send me back. I will do more righteousness and be from the believers in what I left there. Yeah. And most of them are going to end up doing that, saying that, and God will tell them no more. The hour, the hour is true for all of you. No going back now. Yeah, and they will suffer in the fire. I certainly don't want to be that. I'll suffer here, no problem. In their mind, I've been suffering for the last 15 years because I haven't had any kind of interaction or no so-called income from their nonsense. But God sustains me however He wants. He will bring sustenance to whoever He wants, however He wants. No matter what we do or we don't, He will sustain us till we die. Some will be sustained with more, some will be sustained with less, some will have measure, some will be extended there with their sustenance and their wealth and whatever else in their souls, and others will not. This is not the judgment of who's good or bad or right or wrong. If that was the case, then most of the messengers of God were retards, yeah, because they were not rich. The stories of the messengers of God in the books of God do not depict them as rich in general. There are few of them that are, like Joseph, like David, like Solomon, and others. But the majority certainly weren't rich, depicted as rich people, yeah, in the Quran or the Torah or the Bible. Yeah, I don't see that. So we judge people on their wealth, and it's fake wealth today, and that's how Satan makes you fall for them, meaning the Satans, all of them, and their followers who are the rejectors on the earth who love what they show them beauty, entertainment, lewdness. He commands with the lewdness and the poverty. He promises you lewdness and poverty. Yeah. He makes you fear that you're going to be poor. So do what he's telling you. And then you become more poor after that. And lewdness, everybody loves lewdness, so they run to that. Yeah, all sorts of nasty stuff that they show you. I mean, we're all attracted by it. I'm not saying I didn't see this as attraction and run to, oh look what happening, oh look at that movie, oh look what they showed here in this nonsense. It's all nonsense to bring in. They bring you down like that. They destroy your soul like that. The Satans. And God promises you forgiveness and mercy, from Him. I mean, like, which one do you want? You want forgiveness or you want this lewdness and nonsense here, which is going to end? I mean, there's no soul. The probability of death is 100%. The probability of you ending in this world, I mean, if you want scientific data, I mean, you can do scientific analysis on this. They're so-called scientific, yeah? Look around you and see who's lived more than 150 years, yeah? Anybody surviving more than 150 years today? So what's the probability? 100%, right? I mean, it's 100% certain you're going to, oh no, but we figured out how to stop death now. Really? Satan told them the same thing, that if they took from the tree, if they tasted from the tree, they would live forever or become two angels. Yeah. So this also tells us that the angels are higher than us. I mean, how would they fall, Adam and his spouse, by being told that if you taste from the tree, you're going to become angels, if angels were less than men? Explain that. There's no explanation except the angels are not less than men. They are far more, way far. I mean, like, come on, God has said that if you send down one angel, this whole command will be finished. So when you say that, one person cannot destroy all of us, 8 billion, yeah, absolutely. One person can absolutely destroy all of us. No doubt in it. Even a man, if God chooses, one man can destroy all of you. If He chooses me to destroy all of you, you're going to be destroyed by me.
Noah's example?
No, Noah's example is not that.
Okay.
How is that the example that he destroyed them? He didn't destroy them. God destroyed them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like in the case of people who come with war, David killed Goliath. One man, tiny man against massive monster. Who survived that one? That's pretty obvious. In the Bible and the Quran, for sure. Yeah. It's not in the Torah because it came after that. Most likely. It's not in the Torah. But he came before the Bible. It's in the Bible and in the Quran that David killed Goliath. Goliath was massive. It's obvious that they were all afraid of Goliath. Yeah, in the Quran as well. And David went and killed him. So if God chooses, an ant can destroy you. Yeah, one ant. Yeah. So one angel can certainly destroy all of us. There's no two things about it. An angel, you don't understand the power of angels. They're far greater in every way that we can imagine, and the powers they have, we cannot. I mean, they're beyond magical. The magic that we know about, they're far beyond magical, the powers of the angels. Yeah. But we all call for their destruction. The ones we're sent to, the messengers call for the destruction of the people they're sent to in the end, which is coming now, yeah, to these people. We're not these merciful people who ask God to forgive them. That was Abraham only, who tried. Yeah, in the case of Lot's people, when the angels came to Abraham, Abraham tried to stop the punishment and disputed in the people of Lot. And God said, step back. Your Lord's command has come. It's not going to be turned back now. So when God's command comes, nobody can stand in its way. So when He decides to destroy these people, whether it's sending a bolt from the heaven, a strike from the heaven, by a tidal wave, by earthquakes, by rain, by snow, by ice, by fire, by lava, by anything, by their own hands, they're fully capable of destroying each other with their own hands, and He can use that as well. Or a one man with one rod can destroy them all. This is unknown to them and unbelievable to them. But most of what they don't believe is what's supposed to be believed. And most of what they say is believable is unbelievable. That's the reality.
And if anyone is thinking that what is Asad saying, go open the Quran and you will see that in that unchanged book, whatever that's written is what's coming out of this gentleman's mouth.
I mean, like, I've challenged people for the last 15 years. Not a soul can come and challenge me with this book. And they say this book is nonsense. Wait. I'm waiting as well. Your destruction is coming. There's no stopping that now. You guys have transgressed and trespassed every limit of God set in this book. And he's going to come and destroy you now. Just wait. I don't have to witness it. Oh, so when is he going to come? I'm not the one deciding that. If I had it, he would be done today. You'd be done and gone today. Trust me. If I had that command, they'd be done today. There would be no waiting. I don't have that command. I don't have that authority. I don't have that power. I'm not the one to judging this when they're going to be destroyed. I'm judging they're going to be destroyed, and I'm telling them what they've done for which they will be destroyed by God. God will do it when he wishes, however he wishes. And it's coming. There's a soon, quote unquote, in it in a way that it hasn't been for a while. And the signs of it are unraveling day to day over the last decade, faster and faster, the nonsense that is coming. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, this
Anyway.
one thing when you were speaking, those who are loving to follow the Satan, this demon kind being,
Hmm.
what is that sign where he washes his hands away from
Oh,
everyone and
yeah.
says, "I'm not with
Yeah.
you."
Yeah. I mean, there's in chapter 8 and also in chapter, I think, 58. I don't know. But the bottom line is Satan will make you reject God. And then when you reject God, he will free from you. And this is what they're going to do, your leaders in the world today, who are actually satanic or Satans in your so called religions. They will free that day from you that you follow them. It's just like Satan. The ones who are following these so called clerics, the highest of the satanic one being the Pope, barely can walk. He's in a wheelchair now. Yeah. Oh, I might retire because of my, I'm perfect, but I'm dying. I'm perfect. I don't know if I'm not. Infallible, and but I don't judge what gays are right or wrong. How am I to judge this? No, this guy, the biggest Satan of these pieces of scum, the they will free from those who followed them that day when we stand in front of God. And the ones that follow them, they will say that if we had a chance, we would free from them like what they free from us, the ones they followed, the clerics. And this will be woes in their heart that day, and they will not be coming out of the fire. Don't blame your leaders for your nastiness. Don't blame God for following the wrong leader. Yeah. You think I'm the wrong leader, you'll find out soon enough who's the wrong leader. Because we are always the wrong leader until it starts raining, or it starts snowing, or the wind blows, or the seas come forth, or the heavens open up, or the angels come down, or there's a strike from the heaven. Then we become suddenly the best leaders. Yeah. After that, too late then. Too late. That's what I keep telling everybody. Turn now, follow me. You'll be safe. You won't be rich. You won't be famous. There won't be a lot of excitement in your life and lots of luxuries, but you'll be safe. Oh, that's no fun. We're not doing
Hmm. Hmm.
that.
Yeah, wait. That is the most important thing, actually. And another thing was that growing up, I had heard that they're always talked about that the spouse of Adam did something and made him fall, and you had pointed
Nonsense.
out that that was the
Nonsense.
soul. Can you
Nonsense.
clarify that? Yeah.
Nonsense. I clarified it's nonsense. Both of them fell for Satan, not one of them. Okay? How it happened is not clear except what they can invent, and there's no clarity. Yeah? He made them slip, both of them slip with his assertion. What conversation happened between them, we're not privy to that. Yeah? Who said who, what to whom, so that they took the tasted from the tree, doesn't matter. Both tasted from the tree. Okay? Both fell for it. So if one was inclining more than the other, has no meaning. It's just like if you follow the wrong guy, you can't blame the wrong guy for you following him. I just said that, right? The whole last 15 minutes diatribe was about you don't blame the guy who you followed for your wrong. Yeah. So if I'm wrong and you follow me, you're not going to be able to get out of that you followed me wrongly. Or this is the worst kind of leader, right? Who will tell you if I'm wrong, then you're not going to be free of being wrong as well. This is the leader that no one's going to follow,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
I'm not responsible for saving you if I'm wrong. Yeah. I will take responsibility for it for
Hmm.
making you wrong, but you're not going to be freed. Oh, I guess then we can't follow this guy. Yes, exactly. That's why don't follow me.
Yeah. Too bad.
Unbelievable.
And no one will be able to follow without the will of the God.
Obviously, because without the will of the God and without your own damn will
Hmm.
that you have, your own
I have to try.
decision.
I have to
You
first
have to
do it.
freaking make a decision. God ain't gonna will till you decide to
Hmm.
do it. This is what everybody blames everything. Oh, when God wishes, I will do it. Till God wishes, I'll just sit here and do nothing. I'm not gonna move my legs. I'm not gonna move my feet. I'm not gonna do anything till God tells me. Okay, you'll be sitting there till you die, most likely. Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe God will have mercy and send an angel and tell you, ass, get the hell up and do something. Usually that doesn't happen.
We have to try. We have to
Of
do it
course,
first, and
we
then
got to
God
decide
decides.
what we want to do, and then we focus on that and we show our intent. I mean, today we were talking about capacity. We have no capabilities, we have no ability to achieve anything. You must accept that. I was telling my family today, you have to accept the fact that you are absolutely incapable of achieving anything. You can do nothing. When you accept that, then you'll understand. That's how it works. So show your intent. Show your intent, and maybe you'll succeed. And maybe you'll be able to do things you couldn't imagine, but you're not doing them. You're not doing anything. We don't do anything. It's all God, done by God, everything. Everything is done by God, but the intentions that we have, they bring about the actual acts that follow those intentions. And look what's happening on the earth: total nonsense, disaster, wretchedness, wickedness, arrogance without the truth, lies and deception to destroy mankind, to destroy people's God given rights. Yeah, God given rights of freedom, and they say you're free. When all your freedom has been taken away and they want to take your soul away now, this goddamn piece of garbage, Noah Hariri, if you've heard about him. Have you heard about this guy?
No.
He is part of the World Economic Forum. The moron says that we are going to be the gods now. Not
Ooh.
some god from the clouds, but the cloud of Microsoft and the cloud of
And the
Google and the
Klaus
cloud of
of
Cisco.
World Economic Forum. Is
Yeah,
that? Yeah.
he's the head, and this moron Noah Hariri takes the word Noah, which is so
Whoa.
abhorrent to me that he
They
calls himself Noah.
they are the
He is
ones
no
thinking about the
Noah.
Great Reset or something like that. 2030. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a damn about that nonsense. They
No
can
hurry.
reset whatever they want. In the end, they're going to be reset and sent into the fire. Yeah. They can do whatever they want. I mean, it doesn't matter. All this nonsense is going to happen. This destruction and disaster is going to come to mankind now. Whoever does it doesn't matter anymore. In the end, God is controlling everything. And it's happening because God wants it to happen. And why He wants it to happen is obvious. They have done enough to cause destruction to themselves. God does no wrong to anyone. Everyone does wrong to their own souls, and that's why they are wronged by God. No, He's not wronging them. The wrong comes to you from God because you wrong your souls. You believe nonsense. You belie your hypocrisy in front of God. You say things and you do opposite of it all over the world. And you expect God to just pass over you forever. Because if it doesn't happen for 100 years and people are telling you it's going to happen, then they're just nonsense. Yeah, because I'm telling you doom and destruction is coming to you. I'm just a doom and gloom guy. Yeah? I'm just so pessimistic. It's gonna come to you. I'm
Isn't this a,
telling you.
isn't this the description of a warner that he comes and
Of
he
course, you warn people, yeah, but they make fun of that. Oh, he's just like calling, what is that guy's name? Calling Wolf, yeah, the boy who cried wolf. That's what.
uh,
Oh, it's just these all. They just want destruction. They just think it's
oh,
doom and gloom, and we're all going to die, and there's going to be destruction. Exactly, you're all going to die, and there's going to be destruction. That's the reality. There's not going to be progress forever. If you bring that sign up in chapter 14, where God will talk to them when this whole nonsense has been destroyed, yeah, and they stand in front of them towards the end, yeah, where He says, "Did not you promise not to
hmm,
you from decline?" You remember that
yeah.
in chapter 14.
Hmm. Abraham. Uh, and you establish in residence and then
Yes, that's the
yeah,
one. Yeah.
that's what no. And warn the mankind
Yeah.
44. Oh.
44 is the destruction number, understand it. Noah is written 44 times in the Quran.
Mhm.
Noah's chapter, the name is 71, which is coded for 8. The number of signs in chapter 71 is 28, coded for 88. All these numbers point to destruction, yeah? Not maybe not the 8, but certainly 88 and 44 point to destruction, yeah? Or devastation or cursing. Anyway, so this, and warn the mankind. A day it comes to them the punishment, but they will say, those who wrong. So these are the rejectors and the hypocrites and all those standing against God. They will say, our Lord. Oh, suddenly he's your Lord that day.
Mhm.
I see. They will say, our Lord, delay us to a term close. We will answer your call and we will follow the messengers. All right, you'll see it, say it that day. Don't worry, it's written here. They don't read this, yeah, ever. They don't read this, these ass Muslims, the absolute asses that they are, morons. Yeah. Then God responds, or not you were. You swearing from before, not to you from decline. Look at this, huh? Their economic progress. This is what's going to be told to them when they're lying in ruins and they call to the Lord saying, return us, delay us, when the destruction comes on them. And then he said, and you established in residences of those who wronged their souls. So these are the ones who were destroyed before you, and you're on their residences thinking you're not going to be destroyed. Yeah. And clarified to you how we did with them. He's told you in this book that he destroyed them for their rejection, for their rebelliousness, for their hypocrisy, for their partnering with God and making gods and rejecting God. And we struck to you the examples. Yeah. And have they plotted their plot? And with the God their plot. And if is their plot to decline from it the mountains. Even if you blow up mountains, ain't gonna stop you from the destruction. That's it. That's all I wanted to say about this. Yeah. So look at this. Look at this. Yeah. And then you can bring up the what Satan is gonna tell them. I think it's chapter 8. I don't know. Probably when the command is decided, Satan is going to talk to these people. I don't know where it is, by the way. I think it's in 8. I'm not sure. When decided the command.
Yeah.
Maybe it isn't.
When decided the command.
Yeah. I
When
think it's
decided.
it's 14. It's the same chapter.
Oh, it's the same chapter. Sign for sign 44.
22. I think it was
22.
22.
21. Yeah.
22. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So look at this. 1422 quoted for 144. The
Mm.
number 144. It's all quoted. This Quran is the absolute numerologic. I don't want to say it.
Numerological.
Numerological. Numerological
A numeric
perfection. Yeah.
code.
Numerical, numerological. They call
Yeah.
it numerology. Yeah. So numerology is absolutely put in stone in this book in
Mm.
every way possible. You can keep searching and you'll find more and more. Look at this. These are 14. That's 144. The number coded for 144. Yeah.
Mm.
And we'll say the Satan when decided the command. So watch out when you guys stand there and you're going to the hellfire. This is what he's going to tell you. The
Lord.
Satan. He exists. He's a being. Don't fool yourselves. Don't fool yourself that he doesn't exist, just like you fool yourself that God doesn't exist. Both of them exist. Yeah. And he is a servant of God, a disobedient, rejecting piece of garbage, scumbag servant of God, just like the most of you are out there on the earth today. Yeah? He will tell you all, surely the God promised you, promise the true. And I promised you, but I deferred to you. Look at this cynical statement. Yeah. Absolute cynicism is what these bastards are full of. Yeah. Absolute cynicism. And not was to me over you from authority, except that I call you. So you accept the authority of the moron, sons of bitches, scumbag leaders who are Satans. All they have the authorities call you. That's what they're doing, and you're answering to them. You're not answering to me. I have the authority to call you as well. The true authority of God. He has the false authority. And all he has is to call you and you answer to him. Yeah. I call you, but you answered to me. So don't you blame me and blame your souls. Not I with helping you, and not you with helping me. Surely I reject with what you partnered me from before. So he's going to completely reject you. He rejects them every turn after they reject. Yeah. These pieces of garbage, the mankind, and many have passed. Mountains of generations have been put in the fire for this same thing, and they're doing exactly the same thing. And then the spirit, and surely the wrongdoers, to them punishment grievous. So this is what's going to happen. Yeah, accept your nonsense. I mean, you're going to the hellfire. I mean, the thing is that they're enjoying themselves here is in a way good for them, because they will never enjoy anything after this life. These
Like
people.
you did mention, Elon Musk said something like that,
What?
that I'm going to hell, I know, and
Really?
somebody,
I didn't
so,
hear that. If
somebody
he
said
said
that.
that, then he knows he's going to hell. I mean, he doesn't have
I
to
could
tell
be,
me.
I
I
could be
know he's
wrong.
going to hell. He doesn't have to tell me.
I
Bill
could be wrong.
Gates,
Yeah, but
Trudeau, Biden, Macron, uh, Xi Jinping, all these people, the Australians, the Italians, the Germans, the Europeans, all these leaders are going to hell. I don't see any leader that is not going to hell. The only one I would wonder is Putin, yeah, what his actual faith is, because I don't know. But if he says he's a Christian, he's going to hell as well. All the Christians are going to hell. All the Jews are going to hell today. All the Muslims, mostly, except those who are actual Muslims, which are probably none of them, are going to hell, and the rest are also going to hell. So, man, like, it's 8 billion people heading to hell. You think hell is not big enough for all of them?
oh,
Hell is more than big enough that you can understand. All the generations are burning in there, and your generation will soon joining the ones before you in burning in the hellfire. Don't think that that's a joke. You can keep laughing till you die. So,
so
yeah.
how does a soul? Uh, what does God tell us to fight the Satan, or push him back, or to seek refuge with the God from the Satan?
Yeah, I mean, if once you first you got to submit to God. There's nothing going to happen in your favor until you submit to God. And you will think everything is happening in your favor, and it isn't. So you got to submit to God and then seek refuge with Him from the Satan, with God, and from the slander of the Satan. They will slander me if I become, in any way, shape, or form, known to these people. The Satans are going to slander me. They're going to slander me with whatever they can, my character, my behavior in the past, the evils that I've done in my life, the sins that I've committed. They'll find them. Of course I have. I'm not pure. I'm not Jesus. I've done evil in my life. They will dig that up and denigrate me with that, while they themselves have done 1,000 times worse. But because I have done those 1,000th of what they've done, I can't be listened to. But they, because they're in power, because they've been voted into power, and they have wealth, yeah, and control over these morons, they need to be listened to, while they're wretched, lewd scumbags, liars, deceivers, hypocrites, self-deluded, self-glorifying, want to be glorified for nothing they've done except the lies they utter from their mouths. Yeah, so keep doing it. I'm waiting for the Lord's command, and the Lord's command is coming.
Today, in chapter 4, I think I saw something that the people that you mentioned, from them, if there are people who believe and do the righteousness, then they have a chance.
Yeah, but how do you believe first and do the righteousness?
Yeah,
What is belief?
we'll have to do a whole show on this one next.
I mean,
Uh,
like, you gotta know what belief is. You don't say, I believe this, so I'm a believer. No, you believe nonsense. All of you out there believe nonsense, garbage, lies. You are a believer of garbage. Yeah, I'm a believer of the truth. Guess who's gonna stand in the end?
you can you
Obviously,
just a little explanation of what that is? What do we need to believe with?
we need to believe with God first,
Hmm.
and His angels, and all His books, and His messengers. We cannot separate between any one of them. You cannot separate me from any other messenger, and you cannot separate any other messenger from any other messenger. You cannot separate any messenger from God, and you can't separate the God from any messenger. Yeah. And then you need to know the end is to God, and you ask His forgiveness. You need to listen and obey what? The Quran and the messenger who brings it, which is me. Listen and obey. That's how it works. That's then you become those who believe. Once you get to become a believer is when you follow all the commands in the Quran. That's when you become a believer, and that's not easy. That requires a lot of sacrifice of your soul to God, killing your own soul and its desires, and resurrecting it with the truth and the piousness. The true soul will come out. You'll become yourself, and you know yourself, and you'll know the nonsense that you are. I know the nonsense I am. I mean, my soul is full of shit, just like every other soul that God has created in this world, except Jesus that I know of, yeah, and some others
Or
maybe.
any other shit that we have.
I mean, I'm better than most of you. That doesn't make me perfect. Jesus is the one who's perfect. He has no flaws that I know of. He is pure. I ain't pure. Yeah, I'm getting purer slowly, knowing myself more, finding the flaws that I have, killing them with this book and the words, this book, the magic of this book, if I can say it. Yeah. People, oh, it's all the book is magic. Everything is magical, you fools. You yourselves are magical beings. Who do you think invented magic? Yeah. I mean, like
God.
the Lord of magic is God. Yeah, the Lord of poetry is God as well. Oh, so the Quran is poetry? No, fools. The Quran is not poetry. God is the Lord of poetry. Who do you think invented poetry? You people. Yeah, you invented the guitar. You invented the cello or the piano or whatever else. Nonsense. These people have no clue what's going on. You invented the evil as well. Really? You invent evil, but you did not invent the evil. It's been invented by God. It's all a trial to see who's going to jump from one side to the other, who's going to be on the fence and go into the fire as well. If you are a fence sitter, you're the worst. You're the absolute worst. The one who doesn't make the decision is the worst, the absolute worst. So, the second life. So, when we were sent down from there, I've already talked about it.
Hmm.
The second life is this we're in, the second chance. You talk about second chances. God should give us second. He gives us God knows how many chances in this life, which is the whole second chance, right? Imagine that. We're in our second chance. And how many chances He gives us in this life to correct ourselves? It's not
Uncounted.
even funny. You can't make it up that how, I mean, like, He keeps giving you chances to wake up, you idiots, wake up. And He sends me and people like me, wake up, wake up. When are you going to wake up? And then the term ends and nobody's woken up, and then they go to the fire. Then they say, send us back. We already did, fools. We sent you back. You did the same thing as the first time. You rejected. Yeah. So, and if they say if they're sent back, they're going to do the same thing again. They're going to do the same thing again when they're sent back. They're liars. They're falsifiers. So I am happy that I found this way. And it doesn't take 2 months or 2 years or 5 years. It takes the whole lifetime. Ever since we were born, we were taught nonsense and lies. And in my 20s, I started seeing that something is wrong. Yeah. This thing doesn't add up. Yeah. So since then, I've been turning in my mid 20s. And it took me 13 years to actually turn and become an actual Muslim. Was it 2000? Yeah, probably about 13 years to become an actual Muslim, to understand who the Muslim is. The day God inspired to me, the sign that I read it about 50 times, when God tells Abraham, submit, and he says, I submit to Lord of the knowing. Oh, oh, that's a Muslim. And I've read it 50 times. I couldn't see it, because you have to get to the level where God wants you to be, where He accepts you to be, to become a Muslim. You don't want to decide that. God's going to decide that. And then
Amazing.
after that, the next year, I became of those who believe. Then I started the journey to become a believer. Then I became a believer in a year. I think I was there by 2008. And then since then, it's just been this history that has been unfathomable for me. How much stuff God has brought my way is mind boggling. But I can see literally everybody. I can see through anyone who's saying nonsense within a minute or two. Yeah, maximum I give them 5 minutes. Yeah, I see the nonsense they are. Absolute nonsense. These leaders aren't worthy of being listened to. None of them. Not one of them. Not worthy of being looked at or listened. They're going to be massacred. There's no two things about it. All of them are going to be massacred by God. They're going to be put in the hellfire. And they know it. The Satans know where they're going. And this world is full of Satans leading you today. Absolutely.
And they cannot turn back. And have you ever seen them asking forgiveness of God?
Oh, never. Look at this moron Trump who they glorify so much, the piece of garbage that he is as well. He's a Satan. When he was asked, is there anything to ask forgiveness for? "Oh, I don't ask forgiveness of God. Oh, you're going to hell. You know you're asking forgiveness is not going to help you because you're goddamn Satan, you piece of garbage. If you're a Satan, you're not coming out of hell. Ever. There's no way you can turn back. So the other people who are satanic fawn over these people because they follow and they believe with the demons on the earth. They serve them. They're serving the demons today, and they've been serving them forever. Nothing new. Nothing new. And these alternate people who are talking about the demons are bad, and like Alex Jones and all these alternative news sites, total freaking nonsense. Alex Jones is probably a Satan as well, and he talks about God as this, God that, and he's a loser, a loser. He spreads truth filled with lies. This is the way of Satan. If he can't get you from the mainstream, he will put his people on the other side who will get you there. And that's what the alternate media is all about. Love, love. We come together. Together we can come together and overcome this evil. My butt, you will overcome this evil. You are the evil. How are you going to overcome the evil when you yourself are evil? And they will talk all sorts of nonsense to convince people of spiritualities. You got to go into your chakras. Yeah, you got to go chakra 1, chakra 2, chakra 8. I don't know how many chakras they have. Yeah, nonsense, absolute nonsense. And they will confuse the bejeebers out of you when it is simple. Look in your soul. You're an idiot. Ask God for help and submit to him, and then connect with him on a daily basis and 24/7 like I do, and you'll be good. But 24/7 is not easy for most people because it's too mundane for them. It's too boring. For me, it's the most ecstatic thing there is to connect with God all the time. I'm connected with God so I'm in prayer all the time. That is prayer. It's connection with God. Salat, the word salat means connection, to touch or connect, commune. That is prayer. The meaning of prayer is connect, touch God. What, you touch God? Yeah, in my heart. I can't touch him though. You talk to God, does he talk back? Yeah, he inspires me a lot. He does. I mean, I'm full of inspiration all the time. I don't even think, I just talk. So I don't know what I'm saying most of the time.
But it's the truth. But it's the truth. No matter if you plan this or not, truth comes out.
Yeah,
But
when you ask me a question.
before we go, I just wanted to ask you about, there was a sign in the Quran, if I'm not mistaken, where the soul talks about what you just said about the death twice and life twice. And somebody had an argument about that some time back. Could you explain that?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's in chapter 40.
Should I open it up?
Yeah.
It's in chapter 40, which is a beautiful. That's like, I mean, how can anyone argue in front of that or anything that you're saying?
Oh, they can. They argue all the time.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
Here.
they denigrate me, they reject me, they say I'm some sort of a false. Jesus said, beware of false prophets.
When did he say
That's,
that?
I don't know. They say he said it. Just like,
Why would
when
he
did he
say it?
say he's son of God? They
Yeah,
say it. Oh, the
that's
Bible's written. We wrote it in the Bible. He's son of God. Yeah.
yeah,
Mark, Paul, whatever,
yeah.
Matthew, John, whatever
And
they're for.
and reading the versions of King James, yeah. I mean, just
Yeah.
reading the
I mean,
history of
like,
King James.
unfathomable.
This was the
So
one.
this is so when they die, surely those who reject they will be called to be hatred of the God greater from your hatred of your souls. Behold, you were called to the faith, but you rejected. So when they die, they're going to be told this. They will say this. So now you've just died, and your soul is being told this. Yeah, and they will say, all the souls will say this. Our Lord. Now suddenly becomes your Lord. Yeah, our Lord. Suddenly God becomes your Lord. Before he didn't exist. Yeah, the moment you die and you're told you're screwed now, our Lord, you gave us death twice and you gave us life twice, but we accept with our crimes. But is to exit from path. Move forward. That to you with surety it, when called the God, one of him, you rejected. And if it partnered with him, you believed. But the command to God the high, the great. So this is the conversation is going to happen. So go back now. So now you've died back. So now you've died. You're standing there. Up. This is not the one. No, no. Up
Uh,
in the center. Okay. So this is the one. They will say this. Yeah. They will say this word that you gave us death twice. You're talking to God now. All of you. Each one will say this. How has He given you death twice when you have only had one life right now?
mhm,
Right there. Game over.
mm.
You have died twice when you die this time, at least. Of course, many of us will die more times and come back within this life. Some, if not many, quite a few, die several deaths in this life as well and come back. I mean, Jesus gave the dead life, yeah? So obviously
Oh,
they will
yeah.
not be saying this. They will probably say, oh, God, they won't be saying that because they're the good ones, yeah? These
No.
are the bad ones. They will be saying, you gave us death twice and you gave us life twice. So if you've only lived once, and died once, how are you saying you were given life twice and death twice when you're just dying now here and talking to
Okay.
the angels who are telling you this? Yeah. How are you
Mm,
saying that? It's impossible. It's irreconcilable. Yeah. There
mm.
is no uh, reconciliation of this sign except which I've been saying for 15 years as well almost. We have lived twice already. We have died once already. We are waiting for our second death now. And then the final life will begin where there will be no death. You have to understand, if they say, oh, it's the death in the hereafter, there will be no death there. Death will come from all angles to those in the hellfire, but they will not die. So there will be no death after this death. There will be just excruciating life or ecstatic life. You choose which one by your faith and your actions.
Wow. Praise to the God. Ecstatic life is far much better choice than
But they don't
excruciating.
believe there's a life after this death. Well, I mean, this is you people also who have half a belief or a little bit of belief. You fall into the trap. It's better. It's better if you know there is. Most of them think it's a BS thought that there's life after this life. Most, like 90%, I can tell you, have no idea and certainly don't believe there is life after this life here today. So it's only like for those, and they don't believe there's hell either, obviously. So for them, it's all nonsense. You must look at it from the aspect of what faith actually exists on the earth, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. It's not new now that they reject the hereafter or they reject God. It's been the way forever from the beginning, will not end till the end, and then they will suffer forever. And they say, I'm joking. They've been saying it. And when you talk about death, why are you talking about death? He just talks about death all the time. Idiots. Life is not guaranteed, death is.
And don't they talk about death once it has occurred? Then they're all crying and talking about death.
For 5 days and then go back to their nonsense after that.
Hmm.
Or 50 days. Some forever. Some grieve forever for someone's death. Why are you grieving? Because you think he's gone forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
I will not grieve. I've never really grieved for people dying. I don't give a damn. I mean, people die all the time. I don't give a damn. Now, if you kill someone wrongly, I'll give a damn. But you said yeah, I said it, but I don't mean it in every single way. If you kill someone wrongly, I will give a damn. If someone is killed wrongly through wrongdoing, then I'll give a damn. Other than that, I don't give a damn. So generally, I don't give a damn because most people just die normally. Yeah, I mean, most people are not killed wrongly. That's for sure, 100%. Yeah. So this is the way you need to look at life. I mean, it's just a trial. We're going to die, and just know that death's coming any day, and every day is a possibility of death. Yeah, and it's guaranteed. You can bet 100%. If you are a betting man, you should bet 100% on everybody dying. You'll win
Mm,
every time.
mm,
If you bet on everybody living forever, you'll lose every time. And they're
mm.
betting on living forever. They're going to lose every time. I said in the last stream, yeah, they want to live here forever and they're not going to be able to. The
Hmm.
ones who reject.
Wow.
And they're going to want to die there immediately and they're going to live forever in hell, in
Hmm.
absolute terror and punishment and grievous situation of absolute destruction forever, and they will never die. Death will come from all sides. and not will they be with death. So
And everyone who goes to read their news on sites like Zero Hedge, it says on top, on a long enough timeline, the survival rate of this
zero.
generation is zero. But they won't.
I
They
mean,
won't.
they won't accept because they live for today and tomorrow. Yeah, they don't live for the real today and tomorrow. The real today is your life here, and the real tomorrow is the life in the hereafter. And the real yesterday was your last life.
Beautiful.
But they won't see it. They're lost in this day to day. Sun comes up, sun goes down. I go to work, I come back, I watch my movie, I have food, and I go to sleep.
Hmm.
And I wake up again, do the same dumb thing again. It's like groundhog day every day. Yeah.
Hmm.
Amazing. Deluded.
All right. I think that should
Yeah,
wrap
I
it up.
think we're good.
But once again, anyone who would like to uh, check what's going on with this, you can check out
Ah,
the majesticreading.com.
nah.
Go to
That's nah.
majesticreading.com, download a
Mm,
free PDF of the
mm,
Arabic Quran, Arabic to English. It's beautiful. If you have any doubt, if anyone has any doubts in the translation, hey, the Arabic is on top.
mm.
Read the Arabic and then see. You can actually translate it back. It's pretty close to it, but nothing like the Arabic, of course. So you
Yeah,
can download audio files, stream them, or download the book on the majesticreading.com, or you can type the lightandthelamb.com, which will take you there anyways. But I thank you for your time,
yeah. Thanks.
and looking forward to the next episode soon when wishes the God.
Yeah.
Until then, it's peace.
Salam.
Salam.